whole family got a kick out of it because everyone loved Michael Jackson and his music. So it was fun to watch. But
Yeah.
yeah, just there's a lot of CGI chimp. There's like a whole section in the middle where it's him getting his chimp Bubbles, I think
Oh,
was his name.
sure. Yeah, that's right.
And
Wow.
so you see him interacting with this chimp. And I guess the whole idea is like he's lonely and he doesn't have a lot of friends. But then you start to step back and go, well, he has like 9 siblings or 8 siblings. I think one passed
Yeah.
away when he was young. Yeah, it's just and then this chimp, why does CGI look worse than it did in like the Jurassic
Yeah.
Park 90s or
I don't know.
Pirates of the Caribbean? Like that CGI is like phenomenal. It looks like a CGI chimp. I don't know. It's like cheesy and he's
Yeah.
like playing with it and
Oh
anyway,
no.
so can they brand that the Michael Jackson documentary?
Hey. So this is now chimpanzee Bubbles. I wanted to look at him up
Bubbles, yeah.
in the
Yeah,
thing.
it's
Yeah.
silly. Probably
Yeah.
can't
No,
use
no.
real chimps now because they'll like rip your face off. Or
Yeah. That's not to
anywho,
slander chimpanzees, but chimpanzees in captivity.
yeah. Oh,
Uh
Laura said we flip flop today, so we look like we're in the same position from my view. Are we different on your view, Lens?
my view, yeah, I'm over here and you're over here.
Oh man, this is
Whoa, that's gonna
woo.
change the whole energy up.
I'm gonna act like you the whole episode.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't even know that we are always in the same spots because
I didn't
when
either.
I go in afterwards to make clips and they stack us, they switch places since it's going
Yeah,
from horizontal to vertical. Like, so I couldn't tell you.
yeah. Well,
Couldn't tell
sometimes
you.
in the past we've been on different sides before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoa, we like to keep things spicy here, so
We're we're so old and so exciting.
I
We're like,
know.
wow. Guys, today
They're
we
great.
are on flipped sides of the screen.
Buckle up.
Ah,
Okay.
hey.
Hi, we're back. We're back with another episode of Can They Brand That? And we are your hosts. I'm Allie LeFevere, and that's Lyndsay Sanders. We are the founders of Semiserious, a humor branding agency. And this show is just our chance to have fun in our industry by picking a brand or picking a topic or picking a product or picking of something that is a bit obsolete or never has been created or built before and seeing if we can brand it in real time in 20 minutes with no prep. And we do everything from brand positioning, brand name, tagline to wacky campaign ideas. And so this is just our chance to really just play and kind of, show off our lightning fast branding skills that we've honed over the last 15 years.
We need to publicly say what we were discussing over the weekend. It's actually sort of embarrassing to say out loud that we were like, are we too good that it looks easy? Like, are we
I
so
know.
good at
It's so
this?
embarrassing that
I'll
we
say
have
it.
legitimately had this
We
conversation.
we were like, are we so good that people underestimate how difficult of a task it is that we are like
Well, okay,
pulling off?
let me say why that came up. It came
Yes.
up because I was in Colorado for my sister-in-law's wedding, and I had never met her now husband in person before, but we've talked on the phone a couple times, like with FaceTime and stuff. So I was sitting down, like shooting the breeze, and he was talking about that he's watched episodes of Can They Brand That? And he said, yeah, I watched
Just
some
so nice.
episodes. Yeah, thank you. He said, yeah, I watched episodes, and I said to Kayla, which is his wife, my sister-in-law, I think I could do that. It looks easy. And then he tried to, I don't know what he really tried to like brand something really quickly. And he goes, wow, that's a lot harder than I thought it would be. And I think it was meant to be a compliment because he's very sweet, a really
Of
nice
course.
guy, truly. And I think he was trying to bond with me. But it came off almost like a bit of a dig. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think the work you did was hard until I tried it. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we've been doing this for like 15 years. We were doing
Yeah.
this independently, and then we
Right. Even
formed our
before.
agency
Yeah.
over a
Yeah.
decade ago. So you think you could just like watch an episode? It's like, of course, like we love how people chime in and everyone there's good ideas that can come from anywhere. So that's not,
100%.
it's not to say like have a superiority complex, but like to really truly build the brand out in a professional way beyond just the riffing even. It takes skill, it takes talent, it takes practice. But it was just so funny that he was like, it looked easy. So I tried it and I couldn't do it. So then we were like, do we make this look too easy? It's like, but we just are riffing and having fun and like, our brains are used to thinking this way. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, anyway, and I don't even know. It's like part of me wants to be like, hey, you might be watching this and not be impressed. And that's okay too.
Yeah, totally.
If this is
I
not
do
the
think
world you play in at all.
I do think broadly speaking, artistic or creative crafts that do not require a tool that you would have to learn besides like your brain, people instinctually think like I could do that. Like I think for sure, and especially like comedy, where you know what I
Yeah.
mean, and writing in general, like we've run into that a lot of times. Like design, on the other hand, you know that there are programs or tools or like things you would have to do that. And so you're like, maybe I could do that with some practice. And I think people, when it's ideas specifically, are like, I could do that. And there are, of course, a ton of creative people in non-creative fields that could add value. But anyway, like
Yeah.
all of that to say this show exists to sort of showcase in a bottle, in a pressure cooker, what it would look like to create a brand identity with no prep and no edits and no rules. So it's and we purposely choose products / brands / ideas that are difficult, hence the name
Mhm.
Can They Brand That? Which, okay, you were listing all of the things we do in the show. And I think this is a good segue to say one thing we don't do, because we are not designers, but we have a designer on our
Mhm.
team, is we're often thinking about, visual design. And that is a whole part of brand identity that we do at Semiserious. And so we finally talked our designer into coming on the show, and it's happening next week. He has taken 3 of our past episodes and is going to mock up, and like to stay in the spirit of the show, he's like watching the episode and doing it in real time ish. I think design takes a tiny bit more to like bring that stuff to fruition, but basically we put him in a time crunch as well, and we're gonna have a whole dedicated episode to it next week, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, and so we basically picked the episodes we wanted him to do, but we really gave him a lot of freedom beyond that. And so he's going to
Yeah.
show these concepts to us for the first time. So we are
Mhm.
not going to see them, edit them, tweak them, give feedback or anything in advance. And I think he's a little nervous about that. And we're like, no, it's go wild. I mean, that was kind of the only parameter we gave him, is that
Yeah.
like, do not hold yourself back. Like, do the craziest, most ridiculous, absurd, wacky, maybe uncomfortable or out of your lane version of whatever this is. Let's
Yeah.
just have fun. So he's so sweet. He's the nicest, most chill dude on the planet. I'm just cracking up at what it's going to be like. So it's going to be trial and error next week. We'll see.
It's going to be great. So tune in next week. As far as this week, today we are taking on, does the thing say it? It just says welcome to our live show. So now we get even more of a
Oh,
reveal.
yeah.
The
I'll
so
switch that as we're talking.
last week we did vinegar, cooking vinegar. We tried to give vinegar the Grazia olive oil treatment, modernize it, create a premium brand, like a luxury brand based off of a pantry staple. So we had a lot of fun with that. Sourpuss was our favorite name that we came up with, and we were going to put it in a spray bottle so that it had sort of appeal and uniqueness in its form. So that was really fun. And then this week, well, you're just going to put it up. We're doing self-driving strollers.
Yeah.
Baby strollers. And that was born from
adult strollers. We're
I
adding
don't know.
layer after layer into the complexity of this product.
I often am pushing my toddler in a stroller and being like, that is the life. Got a snack, got a drink, just kicking back. However, this will be for babies, and it's because there is an image circulating and it is AI, so we're not going to show it. But basically, pretending that Tesla had come up with the world's first self-driving stroller. And I saw it on Threads and I was like, well, that's ridiculous, because they named it in the, it's all pretend, but they named it the Robopod, which is a horrible name for a stroller. On every level, it probably would be what Tesla would name it. But I thought, we can do that. We can do better than that. So putting aside the safety issues, the ethical issues, the whatever you want to say about the idea, because that's not what we're here to do. It's more like, how could we brand this product, pretending a client came to us and they're like, we have a self-driving stroller. We need a killer brand for it. What would we do?
Yeah. Now, would we use it? Absolutely not. I don't care how many safety tests this thing passed. I would never put my child in an autonomous stroller. But again, for the sake of can they brand that and just the absurdity of the exercise, we're gonna try to make this really compelling and appealing to the masses. Will we succeed? I don't know. I'm going in with a negative attitude, so we'll have to we'll see how we shake up.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the first time we've attempted to brand something we would not personally use. It's a part of our job all the time.
Yeah.
Did you see Allie, I put it in our doc link. Did you see the image of it? It looks extra scary. It's all like enclosed for some reason. Why would the self-driving thing? It does look like a pod.
I mean, I guess when
looks
your
like a
child
little spaceship.
Yeah, when your child gets clipped by a moving vehicle because it didn't recognize a car making a right turn at a light, then, hopefully there's some chance of survival in this pod. It's just,
okay.
But anyway, Robopod.
Anyway, I know that Scott said killer, bad choice of words. I said that and I was like, oh, that's bad. That's a bad adjective.
Okay, so should we get this party started?
Yeah, we should.
Should we set the timer for 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, let me get this rocking and rolling. They updated the back end of this platform, and I am all sorts of confounded by some of the choices they've made. But anyway, should we set the timer for 20 minutes and answer the question on everyone's mind? Can they brand that?
Just because they can doesn't mean they should. Can they brand that? Can they brand that?
I want to do a hypercut or quick cut of us jamming out to that jingle in every single episode, because we just are like high on our own supply, just loving it.
I wish we had like a lot of iterations of it. So it's like we have a rap version, we have like a smooth jazz, we have maybe a country twang, we have something a little bit like techno and
a pop,
like something poppy that you want to like grind to at the bar at 3 a.m. Like can they brand that jingle for every mood?
We should ask Gareth to do that, because if he already has the melody, like add some synth, do some fun things. Jazz it up. How much to jazz? How much for jazz?
A duet? You think you should like duet
acapella
voice?
Just because they can. It's just like a college acapella group. Can you pitch perfect this?
That's amazing. Okay.
Do up. Okay.
The first. Okay, just like the first. Do you have any ideas? I mean, I have kind of silly like little phrases that kind of came.
Me too. Nothing for a name quite yet.
Yeah. Well, I had name ideas that are so crazy, but I don't know if they'll. Well, hey, they might yield a brand. Well, the first one I had was like, okay, this is a really weird, dumb word. I was trying to think of like baby related words, and I was trying to play with this funny idea that the second the baby comes out, like it's like newborn to ride is like the phrase I kept thinking of. Like,
oh, like born to ride?
Newborn to ride. So I was thinking of that phrase, and I was like, that's probably not a good name for the product. It's like more of a funny tagline. But then I was thinking of the word wean. Like, I don't know, like the idea of like you've weaned your child from any sort of help or assistance from you early. Like, and then I was thinking wean sounds like wee.
Oh,
wean. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was trying to go like, what has to be your mindset when you are looking for a stroller like this? Is that you want your child to have independence? And I was thinking of words like free range baby or
free range baby is funny.
Or like the liberator, like something like really aggressive, and it feels like like the liberator, like she's liberated. She doesn't have to stay shackled to the confines of a regular stroller. Like I was trying to just go like, what is this absurd energy? I guess this brand, for better or worse, is making me feel like the equivalent of like truck nuts or something. It's like it feels like. Anyway, so those are and then I did have Oh, I just had one other thought that came to me.
Do it.
Look, Ma, no hands.
It's great. The billboard of that.
That's kind of funny.
Look, Mom, no hands. That's great because
Okay.
my only idea for like an ad campaign was going to be like strollers. They grow up so fast, and it was going to show the evolution of strollers, ending with this like self-driving one, like the future.
Okay, so with the focus being the stroller, like the evolution of the stroller, they grew up so fast. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, and showing and then like the future is here sort of thing, and like the future of generations. There's something about like the next generation for the next generation of stroller for this next generation of like whatever. Next gen sort of felt like
next gen is an interesting name. Even next gen. I feel like there's a sexier version of that, like Gen.
Yeah.
Gen. Is that a Gen Alpha, Gen Beta? Is there like a Gen?
Yeah.
What's a version of that? Like Gen
Wee instead of Gen Z,
Wee.
but like
yeah, there we go. That's how it's perfect. Yes, and hold on, Lyndsay, to that point, there's something funny. I don't know if it feels like it could fit in this campaign that you're mentioning. You know how you like the stages of a child are like crawl, walk, run. It's almost like drive, crawl, walk.
That's funny.
Like the drive is the first thing they do is kind of funny.
And like not like you never forget your instead of like baby's first steps. Like there's something about that. Like baby's first ride. I don't know.
Cruise, baby's first cruise, baby's
okay, because
baby's first stroll, I guess there's something there.
It must be mentioned that generally speaking, strollers have the most absurd, unhinged, stupid names. Like I was just looking up a list so I could like encapsulate it. I remember when we were registering for Dawson, it's like the Bugaboo Donkey, the like Stoke Yo-Yo, Jules Air, Nuna Travel XX, Cruise V3, babe, like Bugaboo Donkey 6, Cybex Gazelle, Up a Baby Vista, like those aren't even the craziest ones, but so like I do think
we have a Mockingbird. What do you have? Do you have a Mockingbird?
Same.
Okay.
Yeah. Like which is a little, which is much more of a clean, and so I feel like in this,
cute and fun,
it would be also good to go outside of like these sort of crazy ones. Like I've always thought that stroller names were like mascara names. They're just a little too bonkers, and then they all blend together.
Yeah. Okay. So do you then? Okay, that's interesting in terms of positioning. Instead of playing into the autonomy, liberation, freedom, like kind of that idea, do you make it feel softer and more gentle? Like the cloud, cloud. Like think of like a cloud, something that feels like safe and soft and contained, or like the egg, like an egg or something, like something's fragile and delicate. Well, fragile and delicate, but like you would treat an egg with delicacy or
gentle hands. That's something you eventually, because this would be for toddlers too, I imagine. Like it's like, as long as a kid's in a stroller, but like gentle hands is funny. Maybe that's more like web copy, but that's like what you're telling your toddlers all the time. Like soft, gentle hands. Like that feels like something.
Softy, genteel.
Softy's cute. Smooth. Like I guess it's like, I was thinking
butter. We could do, go ahead.
That's nice. Instead
like
of butterface,
smooth ride. Just butter. Is butter the new horse, or just finding a wedge?
We always have one. It's funny. I was thinking that funny, because to play into the idea that like you're not pushing it, babysitter, because it's a babysitter. Like you sit in the bed. Like obviously that's where that name comes from anyway. But like you could play into the absurdity of like that this thing is taking care of this for you.
I like
the babysitter could be like, it's like the babysitter. I mean, it would sort of walk right into the drama of it all, of people being like, that's absurd, but you'd have to embrace it.
Well, the name babysitter is fun. Whether or not it promotes the brand perception you want is maybe secondary. It's a fun name to play with. Because also I imagine this in this fantasy self-driving stroller, there's like, why not a snack dispenser? Why not just give your kid free access to like, I don't know, round thing, like peas, blueberries, Just why not? If we're gonna risk it all, risk it all.
I thought
Let
you
the
were being
babysitter
serious, and I was like,
decide.
"Oh, we're doing all automated, like
No, but
like those little things that dogs can put their paws in, like a baby waves and like at
they
yummy
could.
snacks." You're saying let's just danger them on all the ways, for
Yeah,
sure.
no, but you could do
Flop their
like
head around.
you could. There's no neck support.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? It's like, I don't know, it's like a reel or TikTok or something. And it's like the guy it's a mom going, I don't know why my baby always wakes up when she gets to this part of the house. And it's a cobblestone road and the baby's head. And then the guy he has a video, it's like a split screen, and he's pretending he's the baby and the head's going as they're going over the cobblestone.
She's like, because I remember the mom in the video is like, I think she like consents when we're home, and we're like, babe, you got 7 potholes.
You're basically pushing her over just industrial grade stone. Boom, 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 boom. You know what okay, hold on, let me close the thought out. But there could be, like the idea of a babysitter, there could be snack dispensing. I mean, if it was like, Cheerios or some sort of
or whatever you put in there.
Whatever you put in there that's
just,
safe. I mean, that's kind of a fun part of babysitter.
Has a little hamster water. She's like, you're fine.
It's like
she's fine.
I like that name of all of them. You know what I just thought of the phrase? I guess this is more vibe wise back to what we were talking about, like the liberator or whatever, is like relentless independence is kind of a funny oh
my gosh,
absurd phrase.
Like
fostering independence since birth, or like, I don't know.
I know. I was just trying to think of like what are funny, like Freud, like what are funny parent.
If you called it the Americana and it was like fostering independence since birth or something crazy, relentless independence. Is this our patriotic?
Reckless independence?
Yeah, reckless. Reckless independence is funny. Well, reckless, like less rex. I mean, you could play into that as opposed to reckless. Like, that's not even really the real version of it. It would be like wreck free, but it doesn't matter. Laura just said Baymo, and I actually did I was thinking of like,
oh my god.
I said boober in my head, which didn't make sense. Because that's not really the same thing. That's a better idea.
Formula or breast milk delivered to you. That's boober. Baymo instead of Waymo.
Scott said set it and forget it. Yeah, that's hold on, what brand is that? That's set it and forget it.
Isn't that like not Easy Bake Oven? It's like he'll know. What is it?
Come on, Scott.
I know it.
Yeah, I know it too. You'll say it and I'll go, shoot, set it and forget. Crockpot? Is that Crockpot?
Oh, maybe it's Crockpot.
Or rice cooker or something. I don't know. No, it doesn't feel right. Anyway, that's a funny idea.
I was thinking with like baby bot or like something with bot, since it's like obviously
Lil Bot
autonomous.
Can you do like Lil Bot?
Tot bot?
Tot Bot's pretty good. Tot Bot.
But then it doesn't sound that covers that it's for a baby and that it's automated. It doesn't cover that it's a stroller.
Yeah.
Tot.
What about? This is sort of in this arena. What about, we kind of said it before, like wean. What about wee wee? Like how you say a baby say, I have to make a wee wee. I mean, we don't use that phrase, but WHEE. Like,
like for going fast. Wee. Yeah.
Ron Popeil. Is that in?
Oh my gosh, like the fruit dehydrator. Yes, oh my gosh.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. They also, like, other countries call it a buggy, don't they? Like buggy bot buggy.
Yeah, they or a pram.
Oh yeah,
But a buggy, a pram. Carriage. Baby train, baby. I'm trying to think of things that feel like. What about? Okay, this is demented, but I'm gonna go for it. Like the word. I was thinking the word breach, which is like stupid. I'm just gonna pitch my bad ideas. I don't care.
You have to. If I would have guessed what you were gonna say, it wasn't gonna be that.
Okay,
let's talk placenta.
It's like, how about the placenta? Well, I was thinking like live life feet first. I don't know.
Oh,
breach. Like, because
Yeah,
I
like,
think, breach is obviously when like a baby's feet first in the womb. Um the zoom zoom
oh,
womb.
that's funny. Oh
I
my
don't
gosh, it should be
know.
called like womb womb, because if it is encapsulated like that, like the second best thing to your
Yeah,
womb.
since the womb.
Mom on wheels. Maybe it's more like a mommy bot because instead of carrying them, like
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Or swaddle. That feels like safe and good. Like swaddle bot. That's crazy.
Swaddlebot. Mombot, mommy.
I wish Trundle. I wish we could do Trundle of Joy, but Trundle doesn't mean that. Like I want
Yeah.
Bundle of Joy because I'm like joy I think would appeal to parents if you're like,
Yeah, you could just go like Joypod. It could be like a name like that, which just
yeah,
feels inherently safe. The Joypod, and you're like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
kids having so much fun in there. They feel so good. Like you could really lie to your customers.
What about lullaby and it's BYE? Like goodbye, here we go.
And you just
And
yeet
you
your
just hit
kid into
button
the
and
road.
you just walk along and you forget. But I don't think that's bad.
You're just
Lullaby.
texting, not paying attention to your kids.
Yeah,
That's great.
it's perfect.
I love that.
It's the
I'm like looking at this
Mother's
thing.
Day out cooing. Okay, another component on the website talking about like how smooth the ride is. The headline would say, "Don't shake the baby." We don't
shake the baby. That's good. That's good.
Coo.
Okay. Two thoughts. One, this isn't real. I mean, this is kind of a pregnancy term, but it's you don't really think of it. They talk about lightning. Is that like sensation in your body when the baby drops and is kind of ready? They call it lightning.
Oh. I don't know
It's
that I
like
experienced
not.
that.
I wouldn't say it's the most. I mean, I didn't. I was drugged to all hell. Felt nothing.
Same.
Second time I felt nothing. But like I was like lightning.
Yeah, that's a good. It's a good.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like an interesting word.
Yeah.
I don't know if it feels like safety at all. But then I think like, could we go back to the, not that butter is a good name, but like that idea of something feeling like a smooth ride, silk road, silky, smooth.
Baby soft, like something in that world. Like, yeah. Crying sleep sack.
Everything
I think lullaby sort of sounds like it's soft.
Yeah,
but I think babysitter is probably that's the most like that's the funniest one. Of course, if this client hired us and we're
that's
trying
the most
to be
interesting name.
Funny
so far.
about it.
Babysitter is the best one. I mean, something like a Joypod or something in that world.
I guess just Joyride. What if we just called Joyride? I know something else. There are other things called that, but like that's
Joyride.
Joyride is like a protein bar or something.
That's a good name though, Joyride. Is there anything?
No, maybe it's not.
Is that a brand for babies at all or no? Which is kind of shocking if it's not.
Joyride Nash. This is like it's a touring company. Maybe, oh my God. It's like a little golf cart touring company here. I don't know. Joyride.
Yeah,
Brewing. Joyride. Candy. Joyride, the movie. Oh, I think Joyride, I'm thinking of that it's like Joyride is it's the new Smart Sweets. It's healthy candy, but that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, they have like fun. Stroller rental company called Joyride, but that's different. But Joyride is probably a good name for
it. Also like works exactly for what a Joyride is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because the baby's peeling out on their own. They're squealing out.
That's interesting. Okay, I like that. I like that or babysitter. I mean, babysitter is more fun just because it's a little bit more abstract and interesting. But I guess like the funny thing about Joyride is it is the idea of like kind of taking a ride in like a bit of a reckless way.
Totally. You're like, I'm off for a Joyride.
You're kind of striking out. Joyride. I mean, that's funny
because the days are long or the years are short. Can it be like the days are long, but the stroll is short, or like something like
the days are long, but the years will be short when you put your baby. Your baby ain't making it out of the Joyride.
The smoothest, safest way from point A to point B.
Point A to point B. Point
A to point wee.
Okay.
Toddler. What are like other fun names about what's it called? Like other like munchkin, like little nicknames for babies. Like little, we were doing tot. We were doing like Squirt.
I feel like so many of these are taken by like Munchkin and
But that we'd play on.
Cutie
You know what I mean? I'm doing
Pie
that as
or
like a starter.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Uh, uh, uh.
Munchkin, Cutie Pie,
Bambino.
Sweetie,
Babe.
What are like cutesy names for
Bambino on the go. Bambino go. Bambigo.
Bambigo? There you go.
Cherub crawler.
Bambigo. I mean, there would definitely
It would.
be a
It
brand
fits.
called-
You know what? That one fits fully in the like chaotic names of existing strollers.
Bambigo is like a name you'll probably see a stroller with that name in the next like 2 years, and you're like, who thought of that?
Wow.
Semiserious did on.
Well, hey, speaking of your buttercup, like you could take butter and then you'd be like, it's smooth, but it's like a name of an endearment name for a baby. Like this is the buttercup.
Also, a cup is like a pod, like something you put things in.
And it could be yellow, like a butter. Isn't buttercup a flower, Allie?
Mm-hmm. And buttercup yellow was like I think it's this year's color of the year, last year's or something.
Mm-hmm.
Buttercup yellow, butter yellow rather. Mm-hmm. Wait, that's interesting. And then we can kind of own that color as part of it's like the wolf stove or the
also traffic cone yellow, it, probably legally for safety reasons. Then you'd see it. It'd have high visibility if it was buttercup. You're not going to miss that. It's like a warning sign.
Hold on. That's kind of fun. The buttercup.
Oh my gosh.
Buttercup
could we steal baby on board? That's a yellow sign. Could we borrow that trademark?
Baby on board.
All aboard baby on the baby board. But buttercup, I like it.
Excuse me. I'm stifling a cough. I'm trying to yes and you, but
these allergies have been really getting you.
They have been. I'm about to melt down right now.
We only have a few minutes left, so persist. We have 3 minutes left, and then we'll do Mascot o'clock. Because, sorry, I got to go for it. It's got to be a kangaroo. That's so cute. Like putting it in your little pouch. I'm wearing kangaroo overalls today in honor of this.
Love it.
Oh my gosh, Scott said Winnebago, like a Winnebago, like spelling out something like Winnie space Bago. Cute.
That's really cute.
Oh my gosh,
the Winnie is a cute name. Winnie is adorable.
Stroll me, the quickening, yeah, like labor. We could do like you handle the labor, we'll do the delivery, like delivering your kid wherever.
It's funny.
Oh, what if we played on FedEx, like Express, like using X at the end of something, like I don't know, like Babe X. Anyway,
sorry, I'm still stuck in buttercup right now. I'm interested in that idea of like, I'm trying to think of other things, like a teacup, things you put something in, like that feels like a case or something.
I mean, Nest.
Yeah, Nest is a big baby brand.
Big monitor, yeah.
Yeah, big monitor.
Big old monitor brand.
Yeah, we got them.
Big in the monitor game, if anybody's keeping track.
We don't want them nipping at our heels.
What about what about instead of Crybaby, it was called Flybaby? Because like you're zooming along.
Okay, hold on. Flybaby's not. That feels like a name.
That's got to be something.
Flybaby.
But
well, you know what it feels like is like that shoe Fleet. I think I'm thinking Fleet or Fly. There's a shoe line that's like Fly. I think I have something there. Nike Fly or Nike.
Oh, maybe. Okay, then what about just a little I baby or I stroller or like something to like
stroller
I or X, yeah. But I guess we'd have to get Apple on board. Oh my gosh, their line of baby stuff. Their line of baby stuff should be called applesauce.
Oh yeah.
All the little things for tots.
That's
Apple's
cute.
Line of things for kids.
Yeah, that's surprising. They haven't really stepped into that world yet. Applesauce. That is really cute.
I guess
when they're indoctrinating our children. I love that.
I mean, they've already
done
so
appealing.
I mean, the iPad, they didn't have to rebrand it. They got it.
They just put it in front of your kids and they were hooked.
Yeah. Aw. You know what you could call, I guess, like, it depends. On the safety thing, it could be like the crawler or something, like to imagine that it's just like obviously reflecting like the baby.
Yeah.
But then
like developmental stage.
You'd have to go slow. Yeah.
Turtle, snail. What crawl? Yeah. What feels like not so so overtly or obviously like slow, but what feels safe, I guess. What feels cloudy day. I'm trying to think of like just names that feel comforting. Like what's like Joypod or whatever we said, Joyride. That joy, I guess Joyride doesn't not feel comforting. It feels exciting and fun. And
what about something like lollygag or dilly dally? Like that's a fun, memorable thing, and you could market it to be like it is self-automated, but it like stays with you. It like knows to match your pace.
Lollipod. What about Lollipod? Is like a play on lollipop. Lollipod.
Oh, and a play on lollygag, like
lollygag. But that is interesting because lolly feels like when you're lollygagging, you're kind of meandering. You're not going super fast. You're kind of taking in the sights. The lollipod. Lollipod sounds
strolling.
Cutesy.
Yeah, it does. Lolly.
I'm kind of into that.
Okay, 24 seconds. Might as well go on to mascot time. What?
Okay, hold on.
What,
Let me
like visually?
Hold on. Oh. I got a theme song to play. Get ahead of your skis over there. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mascot o'clock.
I feel so much better. I feel whole again. Okay. So, I guess it depends on what brand we're thinking about.
Well, maybe sometimes I think we conflate, and often this does happen, mascot and logo mark.
Yeah.
So in a way we could just, since we weren't sure which one we would go to, if we didn't want to like be specific to each one, it could just be like, what is just a mascot that, name is not name dependent, that just would it wouldn't be necessarily on the label or anything. It just is like this mascot that shows up in ad campaigns and things like that. Like a stork obviously comes to mind right away.
Yeah.
A little like, a little egg.
I am thinking of logo. We don't really talk about design too much. We leave that for Natter, but if it was Lollipod, you could do something fun with the O and kind of do a slight nod to a swirl. But anyway, okay, mascots. Man, what's a good? I guess if it's a pod, if it's some sort of pod, maybe a really cute little robot, like a very like kind of stumpy, short, cute. Maybe it's got kind of like cute little buck teeth, and it's got like a little curl out of its hair, or like something that makes it really delightful. It's got like a big grin, just like a little,
or like a little robot puppy, maybe. So he's like coming along with you for the walk, or something. Like, and he's like making like being cute. Yeah. Because I was like thinking of the Jetsons and Rosie, like the robot nanny, but I'm like, that gets freaky. Then you start thinking this stroller is going to like steal my baby.
Yes.
Not that Rosie did anything wrong.
Funny story about Rosie, at Danny and Marco, our buddies Danny and Marco have like a crazy Halloween party every year. They take their house. It starts in August. They build out all of the decorations and they transform their entire house, every single room, bedrooms, kitchen, bathroom, living room, you name it, is like now embroiled in this theme that they pick. And last year they did, what was the last one? It was, Alien. Like the theme was Alien, and then it was like kind of left to your own interpretation. I came as Kate McKinnon's character from the SNL sketch where she gets abducted by aliens. So I had like a cigarette hanging out of my mouth and I cut a wig. But one of the guys came as Rosie the robot. It was the best costume. I think he had a full ass robot costume, made little headband with the apron. It was unbelievable. So funny. He obviously had to take the helmet off for half the night because it was like a big giant square. It was so crazy. Anyway, that was really funny.
Remarkable.
Okay, so
I was trying to look up famous animal mothers in the animal kingdom. Not that I think for this one though,
not Bambi's, not Littlefoots, not.
Oh my gosh!
All the ghosts of the dead Disney.
Don't bring it up.
Moms.
Dumbo. Jeez.
Dumbo. There was when I first played this song, "Baby of Mine" to Farrah. I started crying so hard. It's just, it's the saddest, one of the saddest scenes in a
I would never
movie.
I would never do that to myself. I will never ever watch that again.
Oh my God, terrible. Okay. Yeah, what did you find?
Well, it actually made me realize that I think maybe for this it'd be better to have something a little more like robot-y or something not directly like an animal or an inanimate object come to life, something like that.
I like the idea of like some little cutesy robot-y thing with a cute name, like Lolly, if it's like a lollipop, or like Winnie, like, I think who said Winnie? Scott, maybe?
Winnebago.
Winnebago. But I like the idea of a cute name. Like, this is Winnie, this is Rosie, this is Dolly, like a sweet name that makes you feel like it feels cute and adorable.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, have we seen I'm trying to think of a cute robot. I can't think of an example. I mean, there are robots that are like Wall-E is like an adorable robot, but I don't know if it's like cute and babyish.
There was some other one who was after Wall-E.
Like a big smile with like a space in its teeth, maybe missing teeth in the front. Just kind of cute and dopey.
There was someone else.
Seahorse is a good idea.
Oh, Seahorse would be great. Because you know what? Dads would get it a self-driving stroller. They'd be like, this is too much work. I need help here.
Wait, hold on. Someone just said, I don't know what the name of the person is, but they said Baloo. And I don't know if they were making a reference to the Jungle Book, but Baloo is actually a fun name for a product. But the Baloo, like Baloo. Drop the N. Baloo. The N turns into a pot. I don't know. I'm like Baloo. Baloo is like kind of just a fun name for a brand.
Oh, with it double O. I was picturing it like Jungle Book, but is he spelled with a double O?
He's with a 1 L double O.
Okay, gotcha. Huge.
I mean, okay. I think, why do I feel so confident in that statement? That's crazy.
I thought there was a U, but I think you're right. Okay, what about a really cutesified or robotic like tortoise and hare? And there's a pair of them about like going fast and going slow and running the race. And like they're sort of, they could represent the like efficiency of it. And then they could represent the like cautious and safety of it. And they could each represent those aspects and appeal.
That's cute. Wait, Linz, what about like, okay, think of, sorry, you know what we didn't explore? Well, you maybe mentioned this, but we didn't really get too deep into it. Is like the idea of like a mom as a protector, like Mama Tiger, Mama Bear. Like, not that the name Mama Bear is like appealing, but like, but like a bear, I don't know, like, is there not a vicious, rabid black bear? No, but like a bear by the Baloo. But a mom, something that feels like a protector is interesting.
Yeah, like to reassure people that like this is
Mama Bear,
mother,
the gentle giant tiger bear. Huh?
Yeah.
You know who's actually the protector of Mowgli in Jungle Book is Bagheera. Like he's just like the neurotic one that he's like so worried. So how about the Bagheera? If we're doing Jungle Book characters, Baloo.
Is Bagheera the snake?
No, Bagheera's the panther.
Oh, sure, of course. Yeah, like, or you think of what are those dogs? What's like the Peter Pan dog that's the nanny? Like I know I already said little robot dog, but like those really floppy or like the dogs that tend to save children in the water too with their big paws. Like you could also just do this like floppy, cute dog that feels very like maternal.
What's that dog? Dog from Peter Pan. It's like a Nana. She's a nursemaid. Breed. Newfoundland, like a Newfie or a Saint Bernard, maybe.
They are, but that's not the Peter Pan dog. They're gray. I just met them the other day. I met one, not the Peter Pan.
I was at a party and I met like 4.
Listen,
all trying to
I know him. I know him.
Yeah, maybe that dog is just kind of like
just like big floppy,
a big fluffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that is really sweet.
That would be sweet.
Nana.
Like a sheepdog type thing, a Nana. Okay, also instead of like Bluetooth pairing, they could call it O pairing, like AU pairing.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
If it was called babysitter.
The babysitter.
Pair, nursemaid.
Well, the nanny. Yeah. Nanny, ninny. Well, they have a Nanette. That's another big brand.
Big in monitors.
Big monitor brand.
Or like a grandma or Mimi. That's sort of cute.
Mimi's
Nona.
cute.
There's an Italian grandmother
Yeah,
that feels very maternal to me.
I like that. It's just like it's like pasta patterns on the strollers. It's very like it's a really strong brand identity. Overbearing, very critical. They'll make your child feel really loved, but also like low self-esteem. Weirdly,
love, but like unsure what they if they're worthy of it. Okay, I think we need to move on really quick to Funded and Done-ded.
Okay.
I mean,
Bruno.
I think
Sing jingle first.
Oh yeah, we don't know it.
I know, that's why
I thought too long about it. Now I can't do it. I've done it twice and it's just no, it's not there.
Or Done-ded. You gotta pick one.
Sounds like an 80s like
it's got like a really long guitar intro. Just shredding right into Funded or Done-ded.
It's just a hairband. Okay.
Stupid.
I think we got close. I think we could probably convince somebody that had hired us, venture capital firm or somebody who was trying to had made this technology that they should go in a playful route to appeal to parents who may be nervous about the technology and be tongue-in-cheek and differentiate from all the other solar brands while also appealing to the tech people who would be excited about the innovation. I think it could get funded.
Yeah, I think if you play too much into the Lollipod is maybe the only one that feels like robotic that I'm interested in because it feels like more approachable maybe. Yeah, I almost think that now that you don't play up the self-driving hands-free piece, but it's like, how do you quell those concerns by a brand that feels very likable, sweet, safe, nurturing? How do you gaslight your consumers is really
into making a terrible decision.
The
gaslighter. You know what I was thinking that would be just thought of it because I was like, when you like a mother's arms, like the second best thing, horrendous. But the idea of, did your kids go through a phase where they said hold me when they meant, or sorry, hold you instead of hold me. Yeah, so I feel like hold me, hold you.
Doing that.
Dawson does too. And I was like, I will be so sad when this goes away because it's so cute to me and all my nieces and nephews went through it. Anyway, I was wondering if there's that could be some funny billboard of like, hold you. And it's like, yeah, we will. Like when your mom.
Yeah, that's funny.
When your mom has to take an important phone call.
She's got Facebook posts to curate. She doesn't have time for this shit.
She's creating content. You got to stroll your own way.
Hold on, Lyndsay. What about the phrase mom and I was thinking like mommy and me, like mommy and autonomy. I don't know.
Oh, autonomy.
Automate.
The automate.
Hold on. The autonomy is insane. That's an insane thing to say. That's like very.
Oh my gosh.
Dystopian.
No, hold on. Let's call it. It'll be so offensive. Let's call it stepmom because you're stepping with it, and it's the second best thing to you.
It's kind of.
We're not you, but we're here.
But I'm the mom that stepped up.
Stepping up. Yeah.
Stepping up. So you can step out. Hold on.
Stepping
out. Stepmom. It's like a funny
keeping
name.
in step. Stepmom would be really funny. Like, did you guys get the stepmom? Like, that's so crazy.
That's really funny. The stepmom is so ridiculous.
It'd be like, I've told you that in high school for a year I drove a Taurus, so I got to say I'm a Taurus who drives a Taurus. You've heard me say it before. Then if you became a stepmom who had a stepmom, stroller, that'd be
you are what you stroll
for you. Yeah.
Maybe the entire brand is geared towards stepmoms. Like it's like you don't really want to raise these kids. You didn't ask for this.
Interacted with a girlfriend of a dad with 3 kids at a brewery on Sunday. I kept not interact near. She was at the table next to us.
Yeah.
She kept the kids would come over. This is actually so sad. Kids would come over and she was on her phone and they'd like ask her to play there's a playground at this place. And she'd be like, honey, I'll play with you when we get back to the apartment. Okay. And I wanted to be like, well, you're here. but so stepmommy.
I mean, if we're just
Be
going
really
pure
funny.
comical, just
I mean, if
how
it's
much
us, if they're
fun.
hiring us.
Yeah, if we're going, I mean, do I think Done-ded or Done-ded? I think I'm kind of middle of the road. I think we could get there. Yeah.
I think we could get there too.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like people in the comments are saying Done-ded because of the concept. We're not talking about that. We're saying funded. Would our branding be
Could
green?
we sell
Like,
this?
could we sell the brand, not the product?
Yeah, I think we could. I think one of those ideas could shake into something interesting. Although the one that I
Shake
now
the
think is
baby.
the funniest is this idea of stepmom. Is a fun, just
Me too.
Oh my god, you know how I mean, we're obviously just being silly. Stepmoms are wonderful and amazing, and
Of course.
you know, they're
Of course.
play a pivotal role in your child's future therapy. I mean, you know, so they married your dad too quick, and
they're Eddie's being like mine,
and they came in and they act like they ruled the household, and then
it's
next thing you know, your mother's jewelry's missing, and you lose your inheritance. And yes, we love stepmom.
And then some of them are calling them a bonus mom, which is just tough pill to swallow when you're 16. Anyway,
Anywho,
man, last time I talked about my cult, and now I'm talking about my daddy issues. Daddy issues would be a great name for the stroller too. Mommy issues. Anyway, okay.
Daddy issues is a funny name for
the newsletter.
The newsletter, yeah.
That's what the newsletter of the thing.
The stepmom has a newsletter called Daddy Issues. That's good.
We just gotta get Alex Cooper on board. She'll fund this.
She'll love this idea.
This is part of the unwell parent group. Okay.
Well,
that was great. That was horrifying, but I'm really proud of us. That was hard to do.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I'm scared. I hope it never happens.
Yeah.
I don't want to get tagged in for this idea.
No. I mean, unless there's a lot of money in it.
I mean, you know, integrity and morality aside, I mean, you know, you show us a big enough check. Just kidding.
Our kids are almost out of stroller age anyway.
Yeah, we don't care. They're not at risk.
It's a great stroller.
We're kidding, obviously.
Okay. Thank you to everyone in the comments. This was so fun. And you have to tune in next week when we get to, and you get to react in real time, just like us, when you see the designs for, should we say the 3 that we're doing?
No, I think they announced them. Okay, say one.
Okay.
Say one.
We're going to get to see chip dust, what that might look like on a label. So
I think I know the 3. Okay. I remember.
I do too, but don't say them. I think. Okay. Entice. Okay. Thanks for being here, guys. Sorry to any parents who got traumatized just listening to the idea of this. We didn't post the image. We didn't make this up.
No, it's real, but it's AI, so we don't want to.
It's not real. Okay.
It's a real image, but not a real image. Anyway.
Yes.
You got it.
It exists, but it doesn't exist.